Good evening. Welcome to Excel Civils Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the budget 2022 and 23 along with the economic survey 2021 and 22. What we are going to do in this discussion is we are going to make some series of events or series of discussions in the economic survey of this year along with the budget 2021 and 22 and 23. The thing that we are going to focus particularly here is we are going to concentrate on the prelims perspective that students are going to give the exam for. So the theme of the discussion is budget 2022 and 23 in consonance with our economic survey 2021, 22. So how we are going to conduct this discussion is this will be a series of short videos where we will be making some videos for this economic budget as well as some for economic survey. So what we are going to discuss here is entirely this is in the prelims mode of discussion for those who are writing for prelims this year 2022. We are focusing on this section of students who are giving this exam. Now, as far as this is considered, how we are going to conduct the discussion is, first thing is we discuss the basics in both which are vital that we have to understand for prelims, and then we will go into the present year budget. Present year budget, what are the highlights of this budget, and we will go through the present year economic survey. Present year economic survey. In this there are 11 chapters. This year they have made it into one volume. So there is only one volume this year. So we have to go through that one volume, and the second volume they have given is about statistical appendix. Statistical appendix. So we are going to discuss statistical appendix for the important things, but the most or the famous discussion will be on our economic survey which contains 11 chapters. In this we will make one video for each chapter which will be a duration of around 10 to 15 minutes so that it will be beneficial for both of us to listen and to tell. Along with this I will also cover the introduction or preface in the economic survey which are important for our prelims this year. So this is how we are going to conduct the economic survey discussion as well as the budget. Now before going into that, let's start with the basics of economic survey and basics of budget. Right? Every year there is at least one question which is being asked in prelims from budget. So for that you have to understand what is budget, what is constitutional provisions of budget, and we will also look at how the present day budget has been rolled out by Government of India. So let's start with the first thing first, that is the basics of the budget. The first thing that we have to understand is what is budget, who prepares this budget, where was it mentioned in the constitution, where is it mentioned in the constitution, and then we have to know the types of budget, that is we will look at the classification of budget as such. And whenever we are studying about budget, one important thing for prelims is, for every year is, we have to know about what are the deficits in budget. Deficits in budget or budget deficits, various types of deficits we have to study. Further on, we have to move to FRBM Act which says that how to reduce or how to control your deficits. So this will be another point of discussion that we are going to make in the budget. Along with this, there will be one work for you. You have to look at Ministry of Finance and its departments. Look at Ministry of Finance and various departments in Ministry of Finance and what are those functions. Yes, you do this exercise on departments and functions. Go to Ministry of Finance website and you can find it, right? So what is budget, who prepares this budget, whether it is mentioned in constitution with the term called budget or have they used any other term, and then we'll discuss about deficits and then FRBM Act. In consonance or parallelly, we'll discuss what is in the present day budget. Today, what you have in the budget in all these sections, right? This is the major things that we are going to have, and the last one that we are going to have, what are the changes that they made? What are the changes that the budget has seen as it has evolved over a period of time. Similarly, after completion of this, we will go to economic survey, we will compare what is economic survey as such and how it is different from budget. Now, first thing is what is budget? That is the first thing that we have to understand for prelims, or for mains also they will ask this question. What is budget? Budget is the annual financial statement, containing the revenues or the receipts and the expenses of the government in the upcoming financial year, right? This is the thing, or this is the meaning of this. So this is an annual financial statement. Very important, annual financial statement. It is released annually for every year. Now what does it contain? It contains both things. It contains the receipts as well as the expenses of Government of India in the upcoming financial year. So what is a financial year? Financial year is the year which starts at April 1st and ends at March 31st. The gap, or this year is called, this is the period of a financial year. How it is different from your calendar year? Calendar year starts at 1st January and ends at 31st December, right? It ends at 31st December and starts at January 1st, whereas your financial year starts at April 1st to March 31st. Now, how this was done? Earlier, when the colonial rulers has not come to India, when we are being ruled by the Britishers, we used to have a calendar year of January 1st to December 31st. But it was the introduction of the British that they went for changing the financial year from April 1st to March 31st. So today the financial year for the country is April 1st 31st of the year and ends with March 31st of the next year. If you look at this, the Government of India is also trying to get back to our roots in the changing the financial year from April 1st to January 1st and December 31st. So they are also trying to change. So this is one update or one current affairs that you have to understand, that Government of India is trying to change the financial year from April 1st to January 1st, and they wanted to collide, or they wanted to make it in synchronization with your calendar year. So this is the thing that is called annual financial statement, that is called budget. Now who prepares this budget? Who prepares this budget? The second question is, who prepares this budget? Budget is prepared by Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services, Department of Economy and Department of Financial Services. Together they are going to prepare, or they are going to contribute, and they are going to get the information from the other departments of the Ministry of Finance, that is Department of Revenue, Department of Expenditure. They get the information from here they compile it and they present, and it is going to be presented by the Minister for Finance, and it will be presented every year on 1st of February in that particular year, right? This is the date. Now what we have to understand is one day before 1st February, that is 31st January of the day, they release the economic survey. This is what we have to understand, right? Economic survey is released just before one day, whereas the budget is released on 1st February. So who prepares it? Make sure that it is Ministry of Finance who is going to prepare it. Now economic survey, it is being prepared by Chief Economic Advisor, who is present within the Department of Economic Affairs. Department of Economic Affairs of Government of India, Ministry of Finance. So this is also prepared by Ministry of Finance, but it is totally focused by Department of Economic Affairs, whereas Department of Financial Services is going to focus on the budget. So this is the second thing that we have to know on who prepares it. Now the next question, which is very important for prelims, is where is it mentioned? Is it mentioned somewhere in the RBI Act, or is it mentioned in some act of parliament? Now budget as such, it is mentioned in your Constitution of India. Constitution of India. Now one thing that we have to know prominently is Constitution of India, though it speaks about budget, but it has not used the term called budget. There is no mentioning of the word budget in the Constitution, which is a previous year question. Please remember, Constitution does not have the term budget. Then if it doesn't have, what is the other term that it has used for budget? The term that it has used for budget is annual financial statement. So annual financial statement is the term which is used in Constitution of India in place of budget, and this is very important to be remembered, that Constitution doesn't have a term called budget as such. Now in which article of Constitution is it annual financial statement mentioned? It was mentioned in Article 112 of Indian Constitution, that Article 112 speaks about annual financial statement, and it is speaking about the so-called annual financial statement, which says it should be, the union government should present the revenues and receipts of the expenses of the government for the financial year. So it is present in Article 112, remember it. For your understanding, please go through Article 110, that is called money bill, which is again very important for prelims. You have to by heart this money bill components in Article 110, because many times they have asked it. Along with this, look at the political side, that is who accepts, or what is the powers of Rajya Sabha in money bill, what is the powers of Lok Sabha in continuing this money bill. So this is the thing. Where is it mentioned? It is mentioned in the Constitution of India under Article 112. So Article 110 has money bill. So Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha has their limitative powers. Rajya Sabha, you have very limited powers in the money bill, whereas Lok Sabha, it has unlimited powers, and it is the Lok Sabha Speaker of Lok Sabha who assents a bill, or who signs a bill, or who dictates the bill, whether it is a money bill or not. Once it is signed by the speaker saying that it is a money bill, Rajya Sabha will have limited powers. I ask you to just look at that aspect in the politics of India or Indian polity. Now, types of budget or the classification of budget is the next thing that we will be doing, along with the deficits and FRBM Act, and what are the recent changes. What are the changes that this government has done for this budget is, during 2017, financial year of 2017, at that time our finance minister was Mr. Dhanunjaya. What he has done is, he has introduced some changes to the budget. What are the changes that this government has brought? First thing, earlier there used to be a classification called planned budget and non-planned budget. Today there was no differentiation between planned budget and non-planned budget, because Constitution doesn't say that there should be a separation between planned budget and non-planned budget. So there is no separation. The second thing that they have done is, earlier railway budget used to be separately presented compared with your general budget, but railway budget today, it was mixed with your general budget. So there was no separate component of railway budget, but railway budget is shown as a part of general budget. The third change that they did is, they have changed the year or the date of presentation of budget. I said I said today the date of presentation of budget is 1st February by Ministry of Finance, but earlier it used to be 28th of February, but they have got it 1 month ahead. That is on 1st February they used to present this. So these are the 3 changes that Government of India has brought during the year 2017 just to have or to overcome the problem of vote on account thing. We will discuss vote on account, we will discuss about interim budget in my next videos. So this is the thing that you have to understand for this. So we will continue the discussion in my next video. Thank you for watching the basics.